Behind the jolly red-suited Santa of today, there lies a real person, St. Nicholas of Myra, a Christian monk who lived in the 4th century AD in what is now Turkey. We know very few historical details of St. Nicholas's life, but according to tradition, he was born in the ancient Lycian seaport city of Patara, and when young he travelled to Palestine and Egypt. He became Bishop of Myra soon after returning to Lycia. He was imprisoned during the persecution of Christians by the Roman Emperor Diocletian, but was released under the rule of Constantine the Great. He attended the First Council of Nicaea in AD 325, as in the Nicene Creed, where he allegedly struck the heretic Arius in the face during the council. He was buried in his church at Myra, and by the 6th century his shrine there had become well known. The year of his death is uncertain, although both the Catholic and Eastern Orthodox churches have celebrated the day of December the 6th as the date of his death for more than 1,000 years. And in many countries, children still receive their gifts on December the 6th, St. Nicholas's Day, rather than Christmas Day. In 1087, Italian sailors or merchants stole his alleged remains from Myra and took them to Bari in Italy. This greatly increased the saint's popularity in Europe, and Bari became one of the most crowded of all pilgrimage centres. Nicholas's relics are still kept in the 11th century Basilica of St. Nicholas in Bari, although fragments have been acquired by churches all around the world. Within a century of his death, the much admired Nicholas had become the centre of a series of folk legends. He was credited with stopping a violent storm to save doomed sailors, with donating money to a father forced to sell his daughters into prostitution, and even restoring to life a trio of boys who had been dismembered by an unscrupulous butcher. Today, Nicholas is considered the patron saint of sailors, children, wolves, and pawnbrokers, among others. In the Middle Ages, devotion to Nicholas extended to all parts of Europe. He became the patron saint of Russia and Greece. Thousands of European churches were dedicated to him. One, built by the Roman Emperor Justinian at Constantinople, now Istanbul, was as early as the 6th century. St. Nicholas's popularity eventually spread to northern Europe, where stories of the monk mingled with Teutonic folk tales of elves and sky chariots. After the Reformation, devotion to Nicholas disappeared in all the Protestant countries of Europe except Holland, where his legend persisted as Santa Claus. He was depicted as a tall, white-bearded man in red clerical robes, who arrived every December the 6th on a boat to leave gifts or coal lumps at children's homes. Stories of Santa Claus were probably brought to the New World by Dutch settlers in the Hudson Valley. In his satirical 1809 History of New York, Washington Irving portrayed St. Nicholas as a portly Dutchman who flew the skies in a wagon, dropping gifts down chimneys. In 1823, another New Yorker, Clement Clark Moore, penned a poem, A Visit from St. Nicholas, which traded the wagon for a sleigh, drawn by 8 tiny reindeer. And beginning during the American Civil War, cartoonist Thomas Nast published the first of a series of popular depictions of a rotund and jolly St. Nicholas. In 1879, Nast was the first to suggest that St. Nicholas lived not in Turkey, Spain or Holland, but at the North Pole. The transformation from Nicholas to Father Christmas was complete. And finally, here's the Secret Santa draw for today. If this is your membership number, please email santa@chesterU3A.org.uk to claim your present. The number is 1518. So, Merry Christmas!